So this whole experience, I wouldn't say impossible to vlog, because obviously you're watching something, but it is really, really difficult to record, engage, dive in, do the whole thing. It's hard to do it and share it in a way that justifies what it is, because this is a different kind of experience. This is like nothing I've done before. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing, but just know that what you're watching isn't anything close to what it's like in real life. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and part 8 of my Galactic Starcruiser Adventure. I think we only got one more after this, but in this one, we've just gotten back from Batuu. We had our morning excursion to Batuu where we had to make the fake Hyaneneya stone, and so that's where we're at right now. Now, in this one, I'm going to be interrupting a lot more. In the other videos, I'd interrupt like once or twice. This was a very, very busy day. In fact, we get there, and we have to do our photo shoot right off the bat, which we're late for. And so that takes up some time, so I'm not really filming, I'm more doing that. We plan the heist, I go check out the climate simulator, we see some of the Saja and some of the special stuff that they do, which is really cool. And I'm definitely bouncing around everywhere, and you can see it, because I'll be in the climate simulator 1 second, and then I'll be doing something else, and something else will happen, and it'll be like part of a story thing, and then I'll come back and I'll bounce. And so I'm all over the place with this, and so this video is going to be a little all over the place too. Enjoy. Back in the getup one more time. We're doing our photo shoot. In fact, you see Nick back there. He's going in. That's Steven. But Nick was going in. They're going to the bridge. They're going to be taking some photos back there. They got lights set up. We're going to do ours. We're going to head down to the engineering room. All right, guys. Here's kind of a wide-angle tour of the engineering room. When you first walk in, this is like the main power core. There's a game to play inside there. It's kind of fun. You can see there's people in there. You can do some fun stuff there. There's games here where you get to mix fuel, change the color of the fuel, depending on what kind it is. Okay, so here's a little bit of the Holo Sabacc table. Now they're playing a different kind of version of Sabacc called Coruscant Shift. Now they sell these in the gift shop, and it's different because the dice, this time when you roll the dice, it actually decides what your goal is. So in this case it would be 0. We're trying to get our cards to 0 using positives and negatives. But there's also -10, +10, -5, +5, and I think another 0 on here. There's all different kinds of 0, -10, +10. Yeah, so that's how that works. So you roll one dice to determine what your goalpost is, and then the other die determines what suit: circles, triangles, squares, circles, triangles, and squares. And if there's a tiebreaker, you count how many cards have that suit on it. Not how many individual symbols, but how many cards have that suit, and that's the tiebreaker. So that's how it works. I was still very new to this version of it, and these kids wrecked me. Oh, they saw me coming, and I do wonder because some of those kids, I feel like, did recognize me from the channel, but didn't say anything. They were playing real cool about it. But they wrecked me, and I wonder if they're like back home at school being like, dude, I completely destroyed Dano channel at Sabacc. So if so, congratulations and kudos to you, kid. You destroyed me. You took all my credits. So there you go. Roll the dice. My first time playing Sabacc here at the Holo table. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so what are we doing? Adding your ante. Okay, we've got 87 credits.
The numbers in there, just try and get as close as possible.
As close as possible to which?
As close as possible to the number in the middle and the shape.
Oh, to 0 then.
So yeah, you want to go to 0 and circle.
Yeah, okay. I just wasn't sure if that was 0 or not. Alright.
It'll count for you on the bottom.
Oh, cool. Those are my cards.
I'm gonna raise you 5. So the way the cards show up is really cool.
So this whole experience, I wouldn't say impossible to vlog, because obviously you're watching something, but it is really, really difficult to record, engage, dive in, do the whole thing. It's hard to do it and share it in a way that justifies what it is, because this is a different kind of experience. This is like nothing I've done before. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing, but just know that what you're watching isn't anything close to what it's like in real life. I also wanted to show you guys the climate simulator during the day. Take a nice slow look at everything going on in here. It's a nice little rock garden right in the middle. A bunch of beautiful sculptures. A little bit easier to see during the day. There you can see everything up in the sky. Beautiful plants on all of the walls. Again, I'm gonna be right in the corner. I'm in the corner, so you can see like a wide view of what it is. It's not huge, but it's also as big as it needs to be. It doesn't need to be bigger than this, because it's never that busy. So when you scan these in the datapad app, it actually tells you the species of plants that you're looking at. I like the way they set up all these planters. Again, there's another. You can translate them yourself if you know how to read Arabic. It'll tell you what planet it came from and the name of the plant. It's gorgeous. It sounds really neat in here. I wonder what those lights are used for up there. I wonder. Huh. Just another look at the plants. And the last one. Okay, so this is one of the moments that kind of blew me away. I walk out of the climate simulator and I happen upon drama unfolding. Now, as you'll see in this clip coming up, there's drama that's unfolding. I'm like frantically, okay, how do I play? What's going on? How do I help? And at one point you see the camera get all weird. I'm trying to block a kid from getting this code so they can open up the brig. Because there's a panel on one side of the room with a timed code that these people are trying to go put into the brig across the hallway to open up to get these stormtroopers out. I just happened upon the middle of this when I walked out, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? How can I help? Or at least help stop Lieutenant Croy from getting what he wants and getting the stormtroopers out. And this is part of the drama that's happening. And then it all shifts. Only to find out that stuff upstairs was already being set up to deal with that when they meet. It's beautiful. When I saw this happen, my mind was blown about how this story all wraps together. Take a look. Seems like there's something going on down here. Lieutenant Croy. Hello there.
What did they can't be in there all day? Come on! Alright, the next time it moves, as soon as it gets another one, you take a picture and you go. Ready? Don't take a picture! Wait for it to count down.
Oh, Lieutenant Croy! Lieutenant Croy!
Careful.
Hello.
Hey, bud.
Hey there.
Got it?
Oh, no. I think she might have forgotten.
No, she hasn't forgotten. She's taken a holo scan of the code for the brig, my stormtroopers, that mechanic, and Gavin.
Jeez, I wonder if he's with the resistance.
They're trying to break the stormtroopers out of the brig.
Excuse me, Hudson.
Well, you can do nothing but breathe. You take a point. Take a deep breath in and out.
Yeah, breathe. And just relax.
I can do it.
And just relax.
I can do it. I'm really good at it. I'm really good at that stuff.
Where would I be without you telling me to relax?
Relax. Just relax.
Are you trying to bet it's red? That is wonderful for Sid, but I'm worried for your health.
My health is fine. Takes calisthenics at the First Order Academy since 32 years before the Battle of Gaya.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a picture.
I'm sorry, Dana. Were you confusing at young Hudson? Off you go, Hudson. You don't have very long. You might want to turn on the jetpack. We got spies! What? No, the droid was just bolted. I was just up there.
No.
It was gone. The droid's gone.
It worked. Let me try. It didn't work. Try it doesn't work.
Fix this. I'm coming back down. Yes! Get them out of there. No. Troopers, I'm going to investigate something. I'll be right back.
I don't know why they just are closed. They must be extra unlucky or something.
Oh, hello there. this way. That was a big commotion. I don't know what Lieutenant Croy's deal is, but I think we're about to find out. Oh my goodness. Hello there. Yeah, there's a lot going on. They unbolted the droid. This is... Yeah, that's what I heard. I was down there with Croy.
May I ask you a question? Where's the droid?
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
I'm sure if you ask nicely, you can have one of theirs.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Stretch it. Stretch that thing somewhere else.
Okay, so did you catch how all that went down? While we were downstairs in that hallway trying to get the stormtroopers out of the brig, or some of us were trying to stop them, upstairs, the Lothcat crew, which is all the younglings, the little kids, like 7 and under, had a big, like, droid driving meetup where they were all playing with remote control droids, set up specifically as a distraction for when Croy got up there, because they freed the droid. Remember, the guys were like, hey, the droid got free. So Croy's like, what? I gotta check this out. He goes upstairs. I follow in the other elevator, only to pop out and see my friend Sara there with her kids, all playing with droids and chaos everywhere. And Croy's just fuming. And Linktr.ee's like, there's a droid. There's a droid. Beautiful. It was one of the most, like, being there in that moment and knowing that all of these different story elements that I just stumbled onto. This was part of Sara's schedule with her kids to do the distraction upstairs, not knowing what was going on downstairs. The people that told Lieutenant Croy, hey, the droid got unbolted, those were just people. Those weren't actors. Those were other guests. And so the timing of all of this stuff happening at once, that was the moment where I was like, oh, wow. Even the kids' events are important towards the story. Amazing. Just amazing.
No, welcome indeed.
Okay, so right here, we kind of cheated on this part. We had a little tip-off that something was going to happen at a specific time in the climate simulator, so we knew to be there to watch for this. However, I was kind of talking and recording stuff all over, and I missed the beginning of this. But the Saja will come, and there's usually still, like, find someone within the app, someone on the Force path, and we'll have them scheduled for a meeting with the Saja in the climate simulator at a specific time. We knew what time that was going to be, even though that wasn't on our datapad. So we wanted to see this moment, even though it wasn't part of our story. And you can do that. You can just show up and go. And then later, there's going to be another clip a little down the road before dinner where I go back to the climate simulator just because I was exploring. I had nothing to do in that moment. And I caught the beginnings of it. And it's just one of those things that's like, okay, these Saja are really, really good at what they do. But for now, enjoy this little chunk.
Focus. you all for being there for that.
Guys, I'm about to meet Gaya. Gaya, biggest fan.
I can
See,
see.
there's tour dates on the back from the Galactic tour.
Yes.
See the
Did you attend any of the tour
I did. I actually saw you do Umashuka down on a planet called Earth a couple years back.
Really?
Yeah. Now there's an acoustic performance later, right?
Not to be missed.
Oh no, not at all.
Here in the atrium, come here a little bit early so that you can get a good seat right away.
Sounds good.
Lovely.
Are we ready for our next round?
All right, so you may have noticed I'm wearing the Gaia shirt right now. Now this is one I made myself. I used my Cricut machine right over here. I designed it, did it with a foil. I went big. I was like, you know what? I want to be noticed. Let's go for something flashy. So I went with gold foil and like purple. Now, some people ask me for this design because it does say Gaia featuring Uani. And I actually put this up. You can see, check the little merch shelf down below the video, whether you're watching on mobile or desktop. It should be down there as a featured item. You can click the link and get your own. It won't be gold foil, and it won't have the tour dates on the back like mine does, because that's something I did myself. It doesn't translate so well on the print-on-demand system that Teespring uses, so it's just one-sided, and it's going to be more of a yellowish gold color, not gold reflective foil like this. But if you're into a Gaia shirt, it's down there below. Now, this next part, this is where we're going to meet up for a heist. We were told to go down to the cargo hold and wait for Raith Kole because he's got a special mission now that we have our fake Hyaneneya stone.
You know what's funny? I don't know if you guys saw the same thing, but before this place allowed people to release content and everything, I was always looking on YouTube, you know, Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, and everyone was talking shit about it. Oh, this place sucks. Don't go here. It's a waste of money. But then as soon as they allowed, you know, content creators to come here and record their experience, oh my god, let me in.
You have to want to have fun.
Right.
You can't just be here and expect shit to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're role playing with everything, it's so much.
I want to keep an eye on the door. So, I don't know if you all are for certain what we are doing here. Let me just go over it again. The Hyaneneya is the stone that is in that case.
Yeah.
Right, in the compass. It's been a part of, it's been Chandela's for years and years. So I just wanted to show some of my best tricks.
Your best tricks, Raith?
Captain!
And what might your best tricks be?
Sabacc tricks.
Sabacc?
Some folks that I met up in the lounge. And
Training, it's almost
they wanted to know if you would
Well, and I do appreciate that it is in the itinerary. However, this is not a crew member.
Well, no,
who
no.
will be teaching
This wouldn't be on the itinerary. This is a private.
Right, you're gambling in the cargo. So this gentleman tells me you are teaching him how to cheat for the tournament.
The tournament's over.
All right.
Well, there's the finals though, is there not?
It's the Galaxy's tournament.
That one.
This was just the Nationals. We'll do the Galaxy.
There we are. So you are teaching these people to be untoward.
I'm teaching them to know about it. They don't have to use it.
So they can catch it if someone uses it against them.
Right.
Yes, indeed. My friends, I'm going to let this slide, Raith.
Yeah.
Nobody's playing for actual credits, correct?
No.
Correct.
I'm broke.
As long as he's not the reason.
No.
All right. Just know that if you play with Raith, that he counts cards. The dice are always loaded. Right? Just make sure you be cautious and you behave yourself.
Of course.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you,
Take
Captain.
care, my friends. That's not being sincere, Raith.
No.
Never.
Okay. All right. So.
All right.
Excuse me. The compass has been with the ship forever. We didn't know we had a suspicion it might be here, so we've been looking for the Hyaneneya for years. We finally found it last night. It's here. We planned this heist last night, Gaia and I appreciate all of you helping. Here's the plan. We're going to go up and we're going to steal it, and then we're going to come back down here to celebrate. So,
All right. Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm going to lay out just sort of the atrium for us all, right? So let's say that's the bridge, right?
Okay.
So that's the Across the way, we've got the lounge here, right? This is the hall column. You know, the big
pillar, yeah.
Right? There's one across from it. There's that big furniture across the middle, that big sort of.
Right.
Let's say here's the passenger service, and here's the Hyaneneya. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Here's the turbo lift.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that's going to happen right now, I've got Gaya upstairs. She's going to be doing an announcement. We like to celebrate her biggest fan, Dano. I know you are her biggest fan.
That's right.
But she's got a fake biggest fan.
Fake
and let's
fan.
let that person believe they are.
Sure.
But we all know it's you.
Okay, good. Good. We're on the same page.
So I'm going to join into that announcement, and I'm going to do it sort of. I think we're going to be right here in front of the turbo lift. I'll join in. I would love. There'll probably be a crowd of people. I'd love for you all to just sort of join into the crowd behind. I'm going to start talking about Sabacc, and I'll talk about how you need friends to. That's how you meet people. When I do that, I'm going to raise my arm. I'd love for you all, just as a subtle nod to me, just sort of raise your hand in solidarity, so I know that you're all still there watching. Because I need you to find lookouts. I've sent some messages to people to tuck napkins into their bands. That's how we're going to know. It's very subtle. Those are the people who are also in our crew. I'd love for you, as soon as I end this whole announcement, I'll end it, and I'm going to say, that's how you know the game has begun. And that'll be the end of my speech. When I've done that, I'd love for you to find these people with the napkins in their bands and let them know that you are with me, you're with Raith, and that they're going to help us by being lookouts. And I'd love for them to just sort of be on the outskirts of the atrium, keeping an eye on what's going on. Keeping an eye on what's going on. By the way, everything you're doing, keep an eye on me, and hopefully you'll see the whole actual thing. Come on in. You made it. Great. Come on in. I was explaining that we're stealing the Hyaneneya.
Okay, let's talk heist. Now, because I was so involved in the heist, I didn't actually record the heist. I was very much in it. I was Raith's right-hand man, as he called it. So I was there to basically shadow Raith. I was right behind him the whole time. We go upstairs, and what he goes on to explain here in this part that I didn't catch is he gives people more roles. He wants there's two people who are not a couple, but they were like next to each other, so he thought they were. And he's like, you two, I need you to create a distraction, make a fake proposal. So they had to fake a proposal. They were brother and sister, which made it even funnier. So they had to go and, like, there's an area right next to the compass. And in that area is, like, a guest services. They've got snacks and stuff and oranges, bananas, and whatever. And so the idea was we need to distract the workers that are behind there, get them to come out with a fake proposal. Once they do, Raith is going to sneak back behind there, unlock the Hyaneneya stone, because in a previous video you might have noticed the alarm was shut down at that specific time, 4:15 or whatever it is. So the alarm maintenance was happening, so the alarm wouldn't go off. So you could sneak back there, unlock it, swap the Hyaneneya with the fake one, and he slid it to me underneath the bananas. He was like, underneath the long fruit, I'm going to slide it to you. And so he did. And I'm sitting there looking around, watching the atrium, everyone's doing their thing. Nobody knows we're doing this except for us. It was wild. And so, I'm kind of looking over, watching, make sure he gets the stone swapped, and when he puts it under, I grab it, keep it close, look around, Raith comes back around the counter, I hand it to him in like a secret handshake, kind of like, hey, yeah, cool. And then all of a sudden, you hear Captain Kevin yell, Raith Kole! And the whole atrium looks over at Raith Kole, and he really quickly hands the stone back to me and says, hang on to this. Like whispers it, hang on to it. So I'm in possession of the stone now. It's in my pocket. And I'm just sitting there watching as Raith Kole goes to the captain in the middle of the atrium, and she starts to interrogate him and ask him what he's doing. And she has him empty out his pockets and prove that he's not up to anything nefarious. Meanwhile, I'm standing a couple feet away, holding the stone. I've got the real Hyaneneya in my hand. Only no one else, just me. And so once he's done with the interrogation, Captain says, all right, Raith, you're free to go. I give it back to Raith Kole, and we meet down below in the sublight lounge. Cargo hold. It was cool. It was so cool to be a part of that heist. So, I just helped steal that jewel right there. I got to be a part of that heist and was Raith's right-hand man during that whole heist. That was awesome.
Do not keep me in suspense any longer.
Okay, I was going to tell the story again. I wanted to make this more ceremonial. As many of you know, the stone, the Hyaneneya, Gaia sang about it last night, was stolen years ago. We found it last night. It's on the ship. And on behalf of this entire crew of Gaia fans and myself, here is the Hyaneneya. May it bring balance back to Ryloth.
Yes.
Please say some words.
Well, Gaia is not often lost for words, friends. But holding this precious artifact in my hands. Oh, she sings. Can you feel the vibrations of this stone in this room right now?
Yeah. Chills.
Oh. Friends, you have risked life and limb to help us. And because of your work, and because of your bravery, and your quick thinking, we have what we need to save Ryloth!
It was quite an adventure.
Tell me all about it, I must know.
Who has some fun memories from the past 45?
What happened? Well, I saw you were quite brave with the captain. You stood up for Raith. You were his alibi.
Jedi always stand on the side of Ryloth.
Yes. Thank you.
We had Mike, who was our booker, keeping Sandro involved.
Sandro is a talent. It's an honor to be able to share his music with the galaxy.
Are you actually a booker?
Of course.
Maybe we'll have to make him one. We had Mo and O'Day. O'Day?
Yes.
Oh, I keep messing up his name. We're watching for the captain the whole time. We had brother and sister, not romantically involved at all.
Distracted the crew.
About 100 people who were behind the desk at the time that we needed it clear. Dano here was my right-hand man. He is actually your biggest fan, I have to say. While Ruby said she was. Is this a tour shirt?
It is. Galactic tour, yeah.
From the original tour.
So, thank you, everybody. What you've done means the world, the galaxy to us. And if you're willing to maintain being a part of our crew, we are having her special concert at 7:15, and we would love all of you to be there, just between you and us, to help distract Lieutenant Croy from another mission that ultimately is for the best of Ryloth.
For the best of us all, really.
Certainly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, let's slowly group at a time so we're not too conspicuous.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go check the engineering room.
There we go.
Okay, so that wraps up the heist. Now, at this moment, I'd stopped recording because I thought we were done, but as the groups filtered out of the cargo hold, I was one of the last ones there, and Gaia came up to me, just me, and said, I know you're my biggest fan. Is there any way that you can meet me back here tonight at 6:45? And me being the dingus that I am, I'm like, oh, 6:45, I'm actually going to be at dinner, because I had their 5:30 dinner. I'm actually going to be at dinner during that time. And Gaia just looks at me and goes, you can leave dinner a little early. I'm like, oh, okay, oops, my bad. I didn't realize I was being, it was funny. And so I was like, oh, okay, well then, can I bring some friends? Is it okay if I bring a couple friends? She's like, yeah, of course. So that's all I knew from that point. I was just stoked. I was like, yes, I'm going to get a special, extra Gaia mission thing for later. And I'll show you that in just a minute. But it was, it was cool. That whole heist, the whole being a part of it, holding it in my hand, doing all of that, it was really neat. But that wasn't even the end. So afterwards, as we all kind of dissipate now that that mission's done, because we know we have another mission later after dinner, I got to wander around, and I went back to the climate simulator. So take a look.
It happens. It's a bunch of unbalance in the galaxy, am I right? We all try to take on so much. And at times, when we take on too much, we get unstable, am I right? And what are your names? Andrew?
Dano.
And Dano, very nice to meet you. Andrew. Hold on one second, I'm sorry.
Good evening. All passengers attending the early seating of dinner, please make your way to the Crown of Corellia dining room.
Do you have dining room, or have had dining room? Not yet. Oh, so it's not. Andrew, where are you traveling from? You're from Batu.
So in that moment that you just saw in the climate simulator, when the Saja came out and was talking about how there's so much imbalance in the galaxy, and when we take on too much, it can make us unstable, that hit me so hard. In that moment, you couldn't see it because I'm holding the camera, but that was like literally me for the last few months. And especially in, like, now that all this Starcruiser stuff was happening, we're nearing the end of day 2. This is right before dinner. That message like struck home hard. And like, I even remember after Starcruiser, I was explaining it to my wife on the phone what happened. I was, because, telling her like, oh my god, it's over. And I remember that moment happening totally different. Like, I remember thinking no one else was there in that room. I remember being like, the Saja came out, and I felt like he was speaking just to me with that. And all the Saja seemed like that. If you saw us from the other lightsaber training video, again, check the cards up above. But if you check those videos, there's one with the lightsaber training. The wisdom of the Saja it's very universal wisdom, so it'll land with any, it's designed that way. But it landed with me. All of it did. All of it landed with me, and I loved it. And I'm a little bummed that my path didn't take me more force heavy, because what you saw right there when he was talking to my friend Andrew, who was there, he started doing the little rock sculptures and everything, I had to go to dinner. Andrew was supposed to be there. His data pad said, meet me in the climate simulator, and it was from message from the Saja. So that force moment we saw earlier with the Twilek woman who got to move the rocks, that's what Andrew was about to do right before I left. But I did have to go to dinner, so I didn't get to see it. So, yeah. Pretty cool, right? Now, we're almost done. I'm going to do one more of these videos of my adventure, and that's it. So the next video is going to be dinner. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be dinner, which I don't have a ton of footage of because it's really hard to record, but we're going to eat the blue shrimp. I think it's footage of me, and it's footage of Sara eating the blue shrimp. We've got Gaia's acoustic performance, which should be interesting. There's a little bit of, not a whole lot on that, but we get the coaxium. And the grand finale, the big and final part of the show. And then that's it. And then afterwards, we can get into more stuff. Like, I want to do a video just about Coruscant Shift, that Sabacc game, and kind of how that works so people can understand it a little bit better. I've got crafted core kyber crystals coming. I've got another lightsaber, another NeoPixel coming. So there's more regular content coming back to the channel, but this is almost even interviews with friends who went but weren't on our group. Stay tuned for that, because that's coming soon as well. So there's a lot more videos of all types, not just Starcruiser, on their way, and I hope you'll stick around. I hope you're subscribed and you have that little bell turned on so you don't miss them, because not everybody gets notified about these. I see it on the analytics on my end that not that many people actually get notifications when I put out a video. So also check out the Discord. There's a link for it down below. There's a brand new Discord that just got set up. Link in the description down below. I'll make sure it's towards the top so you don't got to search too hard. But guys, enjoy this clip, a little sneak peek of the next video.
Listen, think about it. A day ago, we were all strangers on this ship, and now look at us.
Not strangers!
Not strangers!
Yeah!
Wow, this is Captain, we don't understand this. We can take them. We
Absolutely not! No! Our top priority is the safety of the passengers. My friends, crew of the Halcyon, you will